Bad thoughts have a way of creeping into our minds when we least expect them. Whether they are self-doubts, fears, negative memories, or simply anxious feelings, they can feel overwhelming. The good news is that bad thoughts don't have to control you. There are effective ways to remove them from your mind and regain control of your mental space. It takes practice, awareness, and a combination of techniques. But with time, you can learn how to let go of negative thoughts and cultivate a more positive, peaceful mindset. The first step in removing bad thoughts is to recognize that thoughts are just that, thoughts. They don't define you, and they aren't necessarily a reflection of reality. Often, bad thoughts stem from fears, insecurities, or past experiences that trigger a negative loop in your mind. The key is to remember that these thoughts are temporary. They come and go. By acknowledging their impermanence, you can reduce their power over you. Instead of letting them take root, allow them to pass through your mind without attaching too much significance to them. This takes practice, but once you develop the ability to observe your thoughts without judgment, you begin to take the first step in freeing yourself from their influence. Another powerful tool in removing bad thoughts is mindfulness. Practicing mindfulness involves staying present in the moment and observing your thoughts without reacting to them. When you find yourself spiraling into negative thinking, take a deep breath and ground yourself in the present. Focus on what you are doing right now. It could be as simple as noticing the way your feet feel on the ground or the sound of your breathing. By shifting your focus from the negative thought to the present moment, you can break the cycle of rumination. Mindfulness helps you detach from the bad thought and return your attention to what's happening around you. Over time, this practice builds resilience against negative thinking. Another technique that works well is reframing your negative thoughts. Often, bad thoughts are distorted versions of reality that exaggerate fears or magnify insecurities. Reframing involves challenging these thoughts and finding a more balanced or positive perspective. For instance, if you catch yourself thinking, "I'm not good enough," stop and ask yourself, is that really true? More often than not, you'll realize that the thought isn't based on fact, but on emotion or past conditioning. By actively questioning the validity of your negative thoughts and replacing them with more realistic or positive ones, you can start to change the way your mind interprets situations. Distraction can also be a helpful tool when dealing with bad thoughts. When your mind is consumed by negative thinking, it can feel impossible to focus on anything else. In these moments, engaging in an activity that requires your full attention can interrupt the negative thought cycle. It could be anything from reading, exercising, or even cleaning. The goal is to shift your mental energy from the bad thought to something productive. Over time, this technique can help train your mind to focus on more positive or neutral activities rather than dwelling on negativity. It's not about avoiding your thoughts, but about giving yourself space to come back to them with a clearer mind. Another important element in removing bad thoughts is understanding that they often stem from underlying emotions that need to be addressed. Sometimes, the bad thoughts aren't the problem themselves, but rather a symptom of something deeper. If you find yourself repeatedly having the same negative thoughts, it may be worth exploring whether there is an unresolved issue or emotion behind them. Journaling can be an excellent way to explore these deeper layers of your thoughts. By writing down what you're feeling and thinking, you may discover patterns that reveal what's truly bothering you. Once you identify the source, you can start to work on resolving the underlying issue, which in turn can reduce the frequency and intensity of the bad thoughts. Learning to cultivate gratitude is another powerful method for removing bad thoughts. When your mind is filled with negativity, it can be hard to see the good in your life. However, actively practicing gratitude helps shift your focus from what's wrong to what's right. Each day, take a moment to reflect on what you're thankful for, no matter how small. It could be something as simple as a nice conversation you had, the comfort of your home, or even the fact that you have food on the table. Gratitude doesn't erase bad thoughts, but it creates a positive mental environment that makes it harder for negativity to take hold. Over time, you'll find that practicing gratitude helps reduce the frequency of bad thoughts by focusing your mind on what's good in your life. It's also essential to practice self-compassion when dealing with bad thoughts. We're often our harshest critics, and negative thoughts can quickly spiral when we start to judge ourselves for having them. Instead of berating yourself for feeling anxious, sad, or insecure, try to approach your thoughts with kindness. Remind yourself that it's okay to have negative thoughts from time to time. It's part of being human. Self-compassion involves treating yourself with the same understanding and care that you would offer to a friend. By doing so, you create a mental space where bad thoughts lose their power. You can accept them without letting them dominate your mind. Another way to remove bad thoughts is through physical activity. Exercise has been proven to reduce stress, improve mood, and clear the mind. When you're feeling overwhelmed by negativity, going for a walk, run, or doing some form of physical exercise can help release pent-up energy and shift your focus away from your thoughts. Physical movement also triggers the release of endorphins, the body's natural feel-good chemicals. This can provide an immediate mood boost and reduce the intensity of negative thoughts. The next time you're stuck in a cycle of bad thinking, try moving your body and see how it helps to clear your mind. In some cases, bad thoughts can be persistent and overwhelming to the point where they interfere with daily life. If this happens, it's important to seek support from a professional, such as a therapist or a counselor. Therapy can provide a safe space to explore the root of your negative thoughts and learn coping mechanisms tailored to your situation. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, is particularly effective for breaking negative thought patterns. A therapist can help you identify the thought distortions that fuel your bad thoughts and teach you techniques to reframe them in healthier ways. Sometimes reaching out for help is the most effective way to remove bad thoughts and improve your mental well-being. Lastly, meditation is a powerful tool for training the mind to let go of bad thoughts. Meditation teaches you how to observe your thoughts without becoming attached to them. Through regular practice, you learn to notice when a negative thought arises, acknowledge it, and then gently let it go. Over time, meditation strengthens your ability to control where your mind focuses. It helps create a calm mental space that makes it harder for bad thoughts to take over. Even just a few minutes of meditation each day can have a profound impact on your ability to manage negative thinking. In conclusion, bad thoughts don't have to control your life. By learning to recognize them for what they are, practicing mindfulness, reframing negative patterns, and using tools like distraction, gratitude, and meditation, you can gradually remove bad thoughts from your mind. It takes time and effort, but with patience and practice, you can develop the mental resilience to face negativity without letting it take root. Most importantly, remember to be kind to yourself throughout the process. Your thoughts do not define you, and with the right strategies, you can create a more positive and peaceful mind.